So years and years ago, you were celebrated as a football coach in America, college or pro, if you went for it on fourth down. Now you're an idiot. And I think of this analytics stuff, and I'm like, I got 6 kids. It's like parenting. No kids alike. It's all situational. Every day of my life now, my adult life is situational. No game looks alike. No drive is the same. And you just got to kind of consider a bunch of stuff. And when I think analytics, I mostly think baseball because they were the first to go into it. If you had a great bullpen and I had a spotty average bullpen, I would be, as a manager, much more aggressive in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. I don't want to go longer. And I think John Harbaugh looks across the field and sees Aaron Rodgers, and you're like, all right, I don't want to go to overtime. If I can do a walk-off here with Tyler Huntley, I'm going to do it. And so I think a big part of this for managers is, in baseball, do I have a good bullpen or do they have a better bullpen? If I've got the less of the bullpen, let's manage more aggressively. In the NFL, I got Mahomes over there. I got Aaron Rodgers over there. I don't want another 30 plays in this game. I want the game to come down to one play. I'm at home. I'm going to go for it. 2 other factors. Tyler Huntley is a very tough guy to defend in the 2-point conversion. He's not big, this. But in the 2-point conversion, he can go back. He can roll. He can do on script. He's pretty accurate. He can go off script. He's a handful. He is a handful in a 2-point conversion situational moment. He moved 3 of his last 4 drives in the second half. They scored a couple touchdowns. Like, he's a handful, right? And so in a 2-point conversion, he's got a little Kyler Murray thing going. He can do it on script, off script, roll, throw, a lot of stuff. Number 2 is Baltimore had momentum. They'd been moving the ball. Green Bay's defense had been on the field for about 8 minutes of real time. They're a little bit gassed. I know the play I'm running. They don't. So I got my quarterback. He's a pain in the butt to defend. He's a good situational player. I've got the momentum. I'm going to go for it. This is a lot more art than accounting. It's like parenting. There's a lot of feel to this. And the feeling I had was, listen, man, Tyler Huntley was terrific. I mean, this league gives everybody opportunities, right? Young men opportunities. That kid took advantage of it. I'm like, I don't know. That's pretty interesting to me. Now, I'm not saying my answer's right. I'm not. I think you can argue me out of it. But what I'm saying is, it is like parenting. It's situational. There's not necessarily a right answer. No 2 kids are the same in the family, except unless they're twins, okay? And so the reality of this situation was, I like my momentum. Tyler Huntley's super quick and hard to defend. Green Bay's guys have been on the field. I don't want to go to overtime with Aaron Rodgers. I get it. I totally get it. Feel, touch, momentum matters. Listen, if it was just always go with analytics, Daryl Morey would have 6 titles in the NBA, and the best coach in the NFL would have gone to MIT. Sometimes it's feel. You look other men in the eye and go, we got momentum. We're at home. They look gassed. I see Aaron over there. I'm going to go for it. So John Harbaugh, I thought, summed it up well. They lost, but his explanation landed well for me. I had no problem with it. I don't necessarily think his answer is the right answer, but it's not definitively the wrong answer. Everybody in the world wants to be on one side or the other. There's a lot of gray. In analytics, to me, I would be a very aggressive coach. I would be pro-analytics. But as I've said for years, it's also manalytics. Where I think analytics goes wrong is you don't look other men in the eye and go, how do you feel? You know, there was a moment on the Manning cast on ESPN2 about a month ago, and Peyton Manning had a great line. He said, analytics are going to say, go for it here. And he was talking about, I forget the game and the drive, but he said, I mean, this has been a tough drive. We're getting pushed back. Every other play doesn't work. He's like, sometimes in a drive, you're just like, just get the points. This is a choppy drive. We're not blocking them well. It's a little hit and miss. So in that instance, you lean on Peyton Manning and go, or your quarterback and go, hey, what do you think right now? Because, by the way, Aaron Rodgers is as good as anybody that's ever done this. And if you listen to Aaron Rodgers in big spots, Aaron will tell you sometimes, you know, this is a get the points time. This is a field goal time. Peyton Manning's as good as anybody that's ever done this. Peyton Manning on the Manning cast is like, some drives you just feel like, man, this has been a hard 50 yards. Every other play, we're just getting pushed back. So I like the move. I would have done the move. but I get the argument against the move. So the Cowboys, let's shift to the Cowboys. They're 10-4. They're not very far from a number one seed. Okay? They play their cruddy division teams here coming up. They're 10-4. They could be the number one seed. And the problem, of course, is they don't really look like a number one seed. They're not consistent like a number one seed. Their offense in this 2021 offensive era, they don't play like a number one seed. But I just want to throw this out. I'm going to, because everybody, and I myself included, Dak has really, really gone back to Dak and dunk. They don't throw the ball down the field. But the last four Super Bowl champs, let's just go back and think about the last Super Bowl champs. Tampa was 7-5 last year at one point into the bye, and even in the playoffs, struggled with Washington and Taylor Heineke. The year before that was Kansas City. Oh, Mahomes. Yeah, they were 6-4 at one point. And if you recall in the regular season at the end, they really struggled offensively in the last 6 regular season games. Well, then it was New England. Yeah, I remember the New England team that finished the season, lost to Miami, if you recall. Last 4 games, they were 2-2. Gronk was all beat up. Edelman was their leading receiver at 800 yards. They had no deep threat. And they gave up a lot of yards. Not a lot of points, but you could move the ball on them. And then in 2017, it was Philadelphia with Nick Foles. And at the end of the year, the last 5 games, they lost 2 of them. They escaped with a win against Atlanta in the playoffs. And it was a backup quarterback, Nick Foles. That's the last 4 Super Bowl champs. So Purdy doesn't win in January and December. Defense does. And, you look this morning, and everybody doesn't like the Cowboys. Do you know who they'd play today? If the playoffs start today. At home against the Saints, Taysom Hill. I'd take Dallas to win the game. So that's who you'd play today. And let me defend him here. Tom Brady for years was aided, we can't even argue this, by how bad his division was. You don't think Brady, how many times did he face a new coach in Buffalo, a new quarterback in New York, chaos in Miami? Well, so I can't crush Dak because Dak's really good against his division. So Brady was aided for years by his division. That's why they were always playing at home and getting great seeds. Okay? So, Dallas is the best team in their division and the most talented offense in their division, so I'm not going to crush them for that. In the last month, there's no wow offensively. Dak's not throwing the ball down the field at all. They're averaging less than 6 yards per attempt. Some of that is maybe, they keep winning. The defense is great. And also, look at the NFC right now. Arizona's reeling a little bit. Tom Brady just got shut out, right? They can be a little hot and cold. Look at Rams. Been great the last 2 weeks. They can be a little hot and cold. You can push them around at times. I think the Cowboys defense and the Rams offensive line, I think Dallas matches up pretty well. So we have a history in this league. A conservative offense, and Dak is playing right now very conservatively. I don't think it's an injury thing. I think some of it is Dak sees we're running the ball. I'm facing another backup quarterback in the NFC East. We have a history here that in January and late December, conservative offenses, running the ball, defense wins a lot of games. And Dallas is inches from a number one seed. They may not look like it. Either did Philadelphia with Foles. Either did Kansas City years ago when they won in the last 6 games. The Tampa team, Gronk's old, can't throw it deep, gave up a lot of yards. Purdy doesn't win in December. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.